Hello, welcome to today's edition of Activate Albany, presented to you by the Department of Recreation. My name is Ron. I have with me today Tiara, who's going to be working with us to go through some different poses, some sequences. So while we do this, before we get started, I want you to remember to always warm up. We're going to do some different kind of movements today, so you want to make sure that you warm up properly, even though when we start working, we'll do some core stuff, and that'll generate some heat for you as well. But you want to make sure that you're nice and ready to go before you perform any sort of exercise. All right. You also want to make sure that the area around you is clear of anything that you might knock over, so that you're working out safely and that you can move about without interruption. And also, everyone, please, before you start any sort of exercise regimen, make sure that you consult your physician. Make sure that the exercise that you're doing is appropriate for your body type and body condition. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna get started today. And remember, this is an all levels class. It's gonna be about a 30-minute session. So we're gonna do a little bit of some yoga, a little bit of HIIT stuff, just some things to get the body warm. Okay, we're gonna focus on core strength. And you remember, if you've been to our other sessions, you know I always tell you that your core is not just your abdominals, but it is actually from your shoulder girdle to your hip girdle. So we're gonna do some stuff there. Because once you get that portion of the body going, the blood starts flowing, the extremities get warmed up, and you start to feel a lot better. So, all right, so today, we're just gonna do a quick little warm up. Everyone come down to their mats. We're gonna start out on our backs. So, Tiara, you come down to your back, thank you. All right, so now, just take a moment, relax for a second, start to scan your body, close your eyes if you need to, start to focus in on your breath, take a couple of deep breaths in, and just exhale out through the mouth. So the first breath should be a nice, really big, full inhale, full up at the top of the lungs, and then just sigh it right out the mouth. If you're wearing a mask, make sure that your mask is conditioned appropriately so that you can get the breath in there. All right? But this is your arrival breath. This is just to settle you down. Okay? Whatever you were doing today, whatever issues you may have had, you are here now, and you're going to let all that other stuff go. All right? So for the next 30 minutes, give yourself permission to be here on your mat. That is what yoga means. It means in Sanskrit is yuj, which means to join, and you are combining your mind, your body, and your breath in the same place, same movement at the same time. All right? So now, after you've taken a couple of those foundation breaths, we're going to focus in on your Ujjayi breathing. Now, your Ujjayi breathing is still a loud breath. It's an ocean-sounding breath, and the way you do it is you close your mouth, seal your lips, place your tongue at the roof of the mouth, behind your top two front teeth, and you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose as if you're trying to fog a mirror. There's a slight inflection that's done in the back of the throat, so it's an audible breath. And this is the breath that's going to sustain you. As you pick up in your practice and you become a bit more vibrant in your movement, you may start to find yourself getting a little fatigued, or your mind starts to wander. Focus back on this breath. You want to start to match this Ujjayi breathing with your movement. So anytime you are moving forward and up, it's an inhale. Anytime you're moving down or back, you should be exhaling. So try to start to synchronize your breaths with your movements, all right? So now, take a couple of Ujjayi breathing, a couple of Ujjayi breaths. Start to scan the body, see where you feel some tension, where you might want to loosen up, or feel you're a little bit loose, that maybe you want to build some strength and some flexibility in that area. All right? Whatever is right for you. I am just a guide, and what I'm giving to you is an offering. You can take what you need, leave what you don't. That's the whole purpose of yoga. It's a whole cleansing process. So now that we've had a couple of Ujjayi breaths, let's start to warm up. So we're going to take our right leg, our right knee, bring it in, keep the left leg long, bend the right knee in towards the chest, grab a couple of inches below the knee, and just start to work some circles into that hip girdle. Just starting to loosen it up, round and round, small circles, big circles. Try to now really feel where that energy is blocked in that hip girdle and try to release it. After you've done a couple circles in one direction, move in the opposite direction. After you've done about 3 to 5 rotations, now you're going to take that right knee, bring it to the outside of the body on the right side, and really squeeze it towards the shoulder blade. Try to give it a nice pinch. You should feel that pinch in the right hip girdle. Hold here for a count of 3. Keep breathing. 2 and 1. And now, take the left hand, place it on the outside of the right knee, extend that right arm long, and slowly guide the right knee across the body, keeping that left leg long. Make sure your shoulders stay planted on the earth. You can bring the left hand on top of the knee to bring a little bit more weight. It doesn't matter if your knee touches the earth or not, but you really want to try and put your right hip on top of your left hip. You can gaze up at the ceiling. You can look over your right shoulder for the full supine twist. Pull the belly in towards the spine, creating more space, and breathe. After you've done about 3 to 5 breaths here, you can release. Bring that right knee back in towards the chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then release it long towards the earth. Bring the left knee in now. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So grab for that left knee, a couple of inches below the knee joint. Making sure not to put pressure directly on the knee joint and start to work your circles. You can go clockwise, you can go counterclockwise. We're really giving that back, that lower back body, also a nice massage on the mat, centering yourself. Keep that chin pointed down towards your chest. Getting ready to open up for your Bandha lock. And after you've done a couple of movements there, go in the opposite direction. Really loosening up that hip. Nice breath there, Tiara. Very good. You should hear your breath. It is what's guiding you. And now after you've done a couple of rotations, take that left knee, bring it up towards that left shoulder. Feel that pinch in that hip girdle. Really try to bypass the rib cage on that side. Nice squeeze for here for 3, 2, and 1. And bring it back in towards the chest. Take that right hand, place it on the outside of that left knee. Gently guide the knee across the body. Extend that left arm out long. Making sure the shoulders stay on the mat. Coming into your supine twist on the left side. You'll feel a little tension here. A little pulling on the left side body into the rib cage as you extend the arm out long. And remember, the knee does not have to touch the floor. All you're trying to do is get a full rotation by keeping the shoulders square and keeping the hips and the knee, the full spinal twist. You can look to the left or gaze up towards the ceiling, however you feel comfortable. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to release. Keep that left knee in. Bring that right knee in to meet it. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. You can grab for the shins, for the tops of the knees. You can bring arms together. You can grasp fingers, wrists, elbows. Really pulling in the belly. Feeling that, that compression in your transcolon in the middle of the body. And if you want a little bit more compression, working the transverse colon, you can raise your shoulders up off the mat. A little bit more compression. For 3, 2, 1. Lower the head back down. Release the knees. Lift the feet up towards the ceiling. Grab for the toes. Come into a happy baby. If you can't grab the toes, you can keep your hands on your legs, on your shins, or wherever you can put them. But a nice little happy baby. Rock back and forth. Nice back body massage as we get ready for our core work to begin. And now, from here, bring the feet back together. Put the feet up towards the ceiling as if you were standing on the ceiling. Flex the toes. Arms can come back behind you, or they can come straight in front of you, and start to lower the legs down slowly for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at a hover. Lift the shoulders up. Head up, shoulders up. If you want more of a challenge, you can bring your arms back behind you, coming into a nice hollow hold. And we hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come back in. Head comes down. Breathe out. And we go again. Feet come up towards the ceiling. And we lower down slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Feel that extension in the ribs. 3, 2. Cover the feet. Lift the shoulders up. Come up as high as you can. And now we flutter kick for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come in. Head comes back down. Deep inhale. Take a breath in. Inhale in. Hold it up at the top. And exhale it out. We got one more round. Feet come back up. And we lower down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Feel that pull in the lower abs. 5, 4. Really engage. 3. Pull that belly button in towards the spine. And 1. Keep the feet elevated. Shoulders come up. Flutter kicks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I lied. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come in. Put your feet down. Rock the knees from side to side. How's that feel?
Good.
Get you a little warm?
A little bit.
All right, that's what we want. Gonna warm up the core. Okay. Now, we're gonna bring the knees, we're gonna bring the feet up again, bring the knees in towards the chest. Now from here, you can keep your knees bent if you need to. You can keep your knees bent, or if you want more of a challenge, you're going to extend your arms out long as we do some bicycles. All right, so opposite knee, opposite elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Come in. 1. Come back out. 2. Come back out. 3. Come back out. 4. Come back out. And 5. Keep going. And 6. Very good. 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Lay the head down. Put the feet down. Relax. Plant the hands down. Behind you, we're going to do a nice little bridge to reset the spine. Press the hands into the earth. Weight into the feet. Lift the hips up. Nice extension there. Lower back down. We got 2 more rounds of those bicycles. You with me? Here we go. Hands behind the head. Again, you can keep your feet in for a modification. And if you're modifying, you're just going knee to elbow. But if you want more of a challenge, extend the legs out long. And here we go. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Feet come in, lay the head down, deep breath in, exhale out. Last round, here we go. Now remember, your elbow does not have to touch your knee, but if you can get the elbow to the knee, that's great. What you're trying to do though, is you really want to lift the shoulder girdle off the mat and get as much of the rotation in there as you can, okay? So you're really just trying to turn the torso. We want to get out of the sagittal plane and become more into the coronal plane, which helps with the compression of the organs. Last round, here we go. Feet come out, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Now keep the feet lifted. Hold your hollow hold. Hold it. You can put your arms back for extension for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round flutter kicks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet come in. Put your feet down and relax. All right. Okay, now you can roll up, roll over, and now we're gonna come to our knees, come into our tabletop. You should start to feel a little warm right now. That's what I was saying. We heat up the core will take care of the rest of the body. So we're gonna do a couple of cat-cows here. Cat-cow is, now that we've compressed those muscles and got them energized, we got to stretch them out. So first movement is your cow position. Dip your belly, feel that extension in your lower abs. Gaze up towards the ceiling where the wall and the ceiling meet. And then we curl by pressing into the earth, coming into our cat position, extending and separating the scapulae behind us. Come back to our cow, excuse me. Go back into your cat position. Another cow. Really starting to articulate the vertebrae of the spine. You really want to get that nice arch in the upper body, or rather in your upper back region. Take a couple more cat-cows. If you want more intensity, you can walk your hands in closer to your knees and really press your knuckles down into the earth and come back the other way. If you want more of an intense kind of cow position, walk your hands out in front of you and come back in. All right, good. Now, from here, you're gonna walk your hands out underneath your shoulders. Make sure that you have your wrists, elbows, shoulders in proper alignment. You want everything nicely stacked. And you're gonna step your right foot back. You're gonna step your left foot back and come into a full plank. And really press the earth away, pulling your belly in. Gaze out in front of you. Don't look down. Look out in front of you, like right at the edge of your mat. And you start to rock back and forth on your toes. Now, for modification, if you want to, you can lower your knees down if you need to. Lower the knees down, pick the feet up, keep that weight going forward. Okay? But if you can do the full plank, hold the plank. And now from here, we're going to shift forward, lower the knees, come down to the chest. Make sure that the fingers are underneath the shoulders. Press up for cobra. Press your feet into the earth. Engage your back body. Don't push with your arms. Use your back body. How can you tell? If this is where you are, and if you lift your hands up, you should stay right there. If you're up here, because you're pressing into the earth, when you pull your hands out, you'll find your true cobra. So lower back down. One more time, cobra. Lower back down. Last time, roll the shoulders back. Gaze up as high as you can. Hold the cobra for 3. 1 long line of energy. 2, press the feet into the earth. Engage the kneecaps. Kneecaps should be lifted. And 1, lower down. Now you can tuck your toes and press back up into your plank. Or if you have to, as a modification, come to your knees first and then shift back to your downward facing dog. Or if you want to, tuck the toes, lift straight up into your plank, then press back to your downward facing dog. Now, pedal out your dog, walk your knees, bend your knees, walk your knees. Bend your knees. Bend your knees one at a time. Pedal it out. You're in inverted V shape. Doesn't matter if your heels touch the earth or not. You want to make sure that you are in your down dog. How do you tell? Roll out to a plank. Your body should be straight. 1 long line of energy, right? Push back, down dog. Just do that a couple times. Roll out to plank. Press back, down dog. One more time. Roll out to plank. Press back. Downward facing dog. Now, a couple of things. From here, you can do a modification. You can lower your left knee down, kick the left foot out, roll to the inside of your right foot, and come into your side plank. The thing about your side plank, this is your gate pose, is you're pressing into the earth, still with the alignment, but you're kicking this bottom hip into your right hip, opening up. Or, if you want more of a challenge, you can come from your plank, roll to the outside of the left foot, keep your feet stacked, and come into Ahastasana, side plank. Breathe. For even more of a challenge, bend the knee, or lift that right leg up. Lower it down, come back to your plank, knees down, lie down cobra, press up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, modification. Right knee comes down, kickstand that right leg, left hand comes up, but make sure you're not thumping down, you're lifting. You want to lift that bottom hip into that top hip and really extend those fingers wide. And again, same thing. You can do full Ahastasana. Lift up and up. Now we come back. Left hand comes down. We're back in our plank. Now, you can stay with the knees down, lie down cobra, or shift forward on the toes, lower down, chaturanga, untuck the toes, keep the body lifted, press up. Now you're in your upward facing dog. This is your inhale. This is your exhale. Press back, downward facing dog. Now, walk the feet in to meet the hands, and hang in your ragdoll. You can hang, you can bend the knees, put the belly on the hips, put the belly on the thighs, tuck opposite elbows, or let your hands hang, and sway from side to side. This is where you can stop, kind of catch your breath, because we're going to continue our flow. And so now, after about 3 to 5 breaths, we're going to slowly roll up, stacking the vertebrae, bringing the feet together, coming into Ahastasana, right? This is your Tadasana mountain pose. Bring your hands together at heart center, close your eyes, and reset your focus. Here's where you can set an intention for the rest of your practice. It could be something that you want to accomplish, something that you want to play around with, examine, see what you can do. You might offer your practice up to someone else who couldn't make it to their mat, either by choice or circumstance. But here's where we settle in and we revisit and we rescan the body. Okay, now, Ahastasana. Hands come down, upward salute. Bring your hands together. Come down through heart center. Go into your forward fold. You don't have to touch the mat. If you can't, you can touch your shins, your thighs. But if you can touch your mat, touch your mat. Plant the hands down. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. Guess what? You're back in plank. Shift back for your down dog. Right leg comes up. Extend that right leg, flex the foot. Really try and engage the glute muscles. Making sure that you're still pressing into the earth. Now bend that right knee as if you're trying to kick your butt. Open up that thigh. Try to put that right knee up towards the ceiling. For those of you with more advanced practices, if you want to, you can slowly come off the right foot, right hand, plant the right foot down, flip your dog. But if you want to stay here, that's fine. Now, gaze at your right thumb, bring your right foot in towards your chest, step it forward, lower that back knee down, rise up, Anjaneyasana, pose of devotion. Plant the hands down, sit the hips back, stretch the hamstring out, work in between those two motions, come forward, Anjaneyasana, plant the hands, exhale, shift back, come forward, Anjaneyasana, plant the hands down, shift back, halfway split. Last time, Anjaneyasana, then plant the hands, engage the back knee, lift it up, step back, and take your flow. Again, knees down, lie down, or do your chaturanga. Upward facing dog, press back, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Again, open up that left hip. You can do a couple circles. You can flip your dog, or you can gaze at that left thumb. Go ready for tiara to flip back over. Gaze at that left thumb, step it through, lower that back knee down. Anjaneyasana, pose of devotion, plant the hands down, shift back, shift forward. Really try to get good extension in the hips there. Shift back. And again, you can move your hands as you need to. Come forward, get that nice engagement in the hip girdle, press back. Do it again. Whew. Feel that in the glutes. Shift back. Last time, frame the foot, tuck the toes, lift the back knee, left leg goes back. Now, what I didn't tell you on the other side, and I apologize, but if you do it again, you can decide to keep that back leg lifted. Shift forward, come forward, chaturanga, plant the foot, press up, press back, down facing dog. Last sequence, here we go. It's gonna go quick. Gaze at your hands. You can walk, step, or hop forward. Come up, halfway lift, forward fold, rise up, sit down into your chair, pull that belly in, hands come to heart center, rotate the trunk of the body, opposite knee, opposite elbow. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Come back to your chair. Hands come into heart center. Twist and turn. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. The feet can stay together, or you can spread your feet apart. Me, I like my feet together because it just makes it a little bit more challenging here in the core area. And we hold for 3, 2, 1. Come back. Back to your chair. And fold. Plant the hands down. Step back. Hop back. Take your flow. Up facing dog. Press back. Down facing dog. Walk your knees in. Lower them down. Come down to your mat. Lie on your back. You can lie on your back. So now, I've given you a couple of sequences that you can use, that you can do as often as you like, moving at your own pace, in your own time, to build some heat, to work the entire body, starting with the core and extending outward. So, what I want to do now is bring you back down. So, as you relax, scan your body again, take into account what you've accomplished today. You can do the happy baby, bring your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a nice squeeze, appreciate yourself for what you've done. You can rotate from side to side, and now extend your legs out, come into your Shavasana, close your eyes, settle down, and relax. I'm going to leave you here in your Shavasana, and I want to tell you that this concludes today's edition of Activate Albany. I want to thank you for your time, for coming and sharing your energy with us and Tiara. And I want to thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. And until we meet again, stay safe and stay active, Albany. Namaste.